A couple of days ago, someone made an erroneous assertion that the Ashanti people, wrongly called Ashantis, were responsible for the regions we had in Ghana, and that Bidima and others had to go and negotiate with them so that the Ashanti people will not stop Ghana from becoming independent in 1957. Now let's go through small notes from our geography, history, and government books. What we now call Ghana is an amalgamation of 4 territories, namely Gold Coast Colony or Colony proper, Ashanti, Northern Territories, and Transvolta Togoland. The Gold Coast Colony became a British protectorate on 6 March 1844 when they signed the Bond of 1844. The Ashantis lost the Sagranti Wars of 1874 and the Yasantua War in 1900, and therefore became a British colony or protectorate. The Northern Territories, through a treaty, became a British colony in 1902. The last of it, the Transvolta Togoland, was a German colony. When Germany lost the First World War, which was fought from 1914 to 1918, it became a British trustee in 1919, and then in 1957, they had a plebiscite, and most of them voted to join the 3 territories to become an independent country called Ghana. Let's go through the history of it. Now, when Gold Coast became British colony, originally Cape Coast was the capital. Later, it was moved to Accra, and then with time, it was divided into 2. We had the Eastern Province, which had Accra as its capital, and the Western Province with Cape Coast as capital. Later on, the Western Province was also divided into 2, and then Central Province was created out of it. Because Cape Coast was in the Central Province, a new capital, Sekendi Takoradi, was selected for the rest of the western part. When Ghana became independent, they became the default regions of the new country. So we had Northern region, Ashanti region, the Western Province became Western region, Central Province became Central region, and Eastern Province became Eastern region. When it comes to the Transvolta Togoland, the northern part of it, around Nkwanta onwards, was taken out and then added to the northern region. Then the southern part became what was known as Volta region. They equally added the territory after the Volta to the Volta region, that is the Tong and then the Anglo areas of Keta, Akachi, Sugakope, Dabala, and Co. So that's how we got the regions. In 1959, following agitation from some chiefs in Western Ashanti, a new region was carved out of Ashanti region called Branhafo region. In the early 1960s, a new region was also carved out of the northern region called the Upper region. Now, fast forward, 1982, July, Rawlings created the Greater Accra region out of the Eastern region, and then the remainder of the Eastern region had Koforidua as its capital. From there, it was only in 2018 that we had 6 new regions which were created. They were from the Northern region, we had Northern, Northeast, and then Savannah regions. From the Brown Half region, we had Bono East and Half regions. From Volta region, we had Oti and Volta regions. From the Western region, we had Western and then Western North regions. When it comes to the creation of constituencies and districts, at the start of the Fourth Republic in 1993, there were 110 districts or MMDAs, municipal, metropolitan municipal, and then district assemblies. We also had 200 constituencies. In 2004, the Electoral Commission created 45 new constituencies, making them 245. Many districts were created. Then, in 2012, President Mahama also created 30 new constituencies, bringing the number to 275. With the creation of the new Oti region, a portion of Hohoi district went into the Oti region, so it led to the creation of a new constituency called One Constituency. As at now, we have 276 constituencies and then 216 MMDAs. Now, when it comes to types of government, as pertains to the structure of state system, we have 3 main types: confederal, federal, and then unitary system. Confederal is a loose association of independent states, and we have examples like the United Nations, the African Union, the Non-Allied Movement, Commonwealth of Nations, Commonwealth of Independent States, European Union, ECOWAS, ASEAN, and co. So with the confederal system, the states are allowed to secede. So, but they have a procedure. Usually it takes about 2 years to go through the procedure to separate yourself from it. So when the UK wanted to divorce from the European Union in 2016, it took them about 2 years. Mauritania took the same steps to leave ECOWAS. Recently, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger has also left ECOWAS. Some time ago, Morocco left the Organization of African Unity, OAU, and then came back to rejoin when it became the African Union. So that's the first one. The second one is federal system. For the federal system, there are between 18 and 25 countries which can be described as having federal systems. Examples of federal systems include Ethiopia, Nigeria, Mexico, Germany, USA, and Australia, and co. Now, a federal system means the constitution clearly divides and shares power between two separate administrations. We have the central government and then the component units. The central government has exclusive powers over certain things like currency, defense or the armed forces, foreign affairs, and depending on the country structure, maybe the police. Then the component units also have control over things like culture, maybe language used in educating children, and then some other things. It all depends on the country. And so none of them is supposed to cross boundary to the others' powers, and that they run that. So that's the federal system. In a federal system, there is the flag that belongs to the central government, and then each of the component units also has its own flag. The central government has its coat of arms. The component units also have their own. The central government has its anthem, so does the component units. The head of state, variously called king or president, they will also have duplications at the component unit level, who may be called governors, premier, prefects, or whatever. Then they also have legislature. The central government one may be called parliament, and then if that's so, the component unit will be called regional assemblies. If the central government is called national assembly, the component units will have regional parliaments. They have the same thing like that. Then we have ministers. The central government will have ministers, and then the component units can have secretaries or commissioners or any other title that will be separate and distinct from that of the central government. So that's how it is run. When it comes to the unitary system, it means that the whole country is governed as one unit. And then for the convenience of administration, the government divides them into local governments. And then the local governments can be variously called regions, provinces, or anything that they want to use. Now, when it comes to the unitary system, all powers are in the hands of the central government. So any other local government unit is only given a delegated power. So in the case of Ghana, for example, the regional ministers and then the MMDCs are responsive to the president. They don't really, they are not really accountable to the citizens because they are appointed by the president, and so they can be removed when the president wishes to do so. So that's how it is. In the run-up to independence, the NLM and the other regional parties, regionally based parties, wanted a federal system, but that was rejected through a referendum. So if the Ashanti people really wanted any form of government, it was supposed to be the federal system. It cannot be what we have now. And I wonder how Ashantis are so responsible for what is happening in Ghana right now. So come again with documents and proof if you think what you said is really true. Thank you.